The endless fields may seem calm, but all it takes is one wild hog charging through to throw everything into chaos. Armed with brute strength and cunning instincts, these beasts can tear through anything in their path. That's why seasoned hunters never let their guard down. One slight movement could mean the prey is right in front of you or already gone, leaving behind only stunned eyes staring into the distance. So, what are you waiting for? Get ready for some heart-pounding, unforgettable hunting moments. Early in the morning, John's hunting vehicle sped down the road heading toward the Queensland fields. As soon as they arrived, hurried footsteps set off the chase to track the wild animals. Every tense gaze scanned the surroundings, leaving no spot unchecked. Wait, there seemed to be a noise ahead. John raised his modern binoculars, spotting a dark figure hiding among the tall grass. In a ready stance, the precise trigger pull came the moment the animal slipped into John's sight. The beast fell instantly, a powerful shot marking a strong start to today's battle. Moving on to the neighboring field to hunt for more targets, the team quickly set up a tight perimeter. After just a few minutes of waiting, a herd of wild boars appeared across the field. This was the golden moment. John immediately squeezed the trigger, the bullet hitting its mark. The lone boar fell, and the rest panicked and scattered. Moments later, the echoing shot signaled that the fleeing threat had been dealt with. A successful move to stop those sharp claws from continuing their destruction here. At another location, Jay spotted a pack of wild hogs casually moving through the field. Without a moment's hesitation, he fired a powerful shot. The lead hog collapsed instantly. Follow-up shots quickly stopped the rest in their tracks. A flawless sweep that left no one behind, successfully protecting the field. As the sun climbed higher, John's team decided to switch up their tactics and hunting grounds. They moved deeper into the thick brush surrounding the fields, determined to better protect the peace of Queensland's farmlands. Just as the hounds let out a sharp bark, the massive silhouette of a wild hog tore across their path. In a matter of seconds, John locked in, raised his rifle, and squeezed the trigger. One shot was all it took to bring down the ferocious beast. At the edge of the field, Jay held his rifle steady, eyes locked on every movement, making sure nothing escaped his watch. Seconds later, a wild hog burst out of the brush. With no wasted motion, Jay pulled the trigger on instinct. Fast, clean, decisive. The beast dropped instantly. No matter how fast it ran, it never stood a chance against the barrel already waiting for it. At the same time, John kept moving, tracking the remaining signs. After a while, he paused, his eyes still sweeping the area. There, a large herd of wild boars had gathered. He raised his gun, and shots rang out in rapid succession. Another swift sweep was carried out in seconds, and soon, only fallen bodies remained. A long day has come to an end, trophies in hand, but the echoes of gunfire still ringing in the mind. The wild boars may return, but today, no one can deny that the hunters are the victors. The victory is for protecting the crops and bringing peace to the people.
The lush green fields now bear only the scars of destruction caused by rampaging wild boars. Multiplying rapidly, they swarm down, devastating the crops. Upon receiving reports, the hunters immediately set out, determined to halt this destruction. Can they stop the beasts and restore peace to the fields? Follow the thrilling moments ahead to find out. The French grasslands are becoming a hotspot as ferocious beast herds wreak havoc. Thomas's hunting team swiftly moves in, kicking off a thrilling pursuit. Just minutes later, a shooter spots the wild boar herd charging past, seeking refuge in the dense forest on the other side. Without hesitation, he pulls the trigger, and the second boar collapses instantly on the green grass. The rest scatter in panic, hiding before the next shot can ring out. The battle has officially begun. Continuing to track the remaining wild boars, Thomas keenly observed every thicket ahead. Suddenly, a shot from his teammate rang out, and a boar burst forward. Not letting it escape, a decisive shot immediately echoed, cutting off the animal's path to freedom. At another location, The barking of hunting dogs signaled the prey's position. The shooter immediately rushed forward, ready to engage. At that moment, a wild boar charged across his line of sight. Without a moment's hesitation, a gunshot rang out instantly. The bullet struck directly into the animal's body, causing it to collapse onto the thick grass, unable to escape. At the same time, a night hunt was unfolding in the Texas fields. Kevin's team had arrived early, surrounding an area suspected of harboring wild boar tracks. At the edge of the field, through binoculars, a shooter spotted the boar herd charging down, wreaking havoc. Unable to stand by any longer, gunfire erupted in rapid succession. Several boars were taken down on the spot, their bodies scattered across the field, with only a few managing to escape into the thickets. At the eastern edge of the field, the 3 remaining wild boars were trying to slip away, but they couldn't evade Jack's infrared scope. Without a second's hesitation, the next series of shots rang out, swift, clean, and precise. They collapsed on the spot, unable to escape, leaving only their scattered remains across the field. Another threat was eradicated. The radio crackled with signals pinpointing the locations of other wild boar herds. Kevin and his team swiftly moved in. The boars were busy grazing, unaware of the ambush awaiting them. Without delay, gunfire erupted, sweeping through the beasts in rapid bursts, leaving them no chance to escape. The Texas field was now littered with the remains of the destructive pests. Peace had been restored. Hunting wild boars is a swift way to protect crops, revive the economy, and maintain the balance between humans and nature. However, all activities must comply with the law while ensuring absolute safety for the shooters throughout the process of controlling wildlife populations.
years ago, in the forests of Moroccan, a massive wild boar nearly took John's life. Its razor-sharp tusks and claws tore through his rifle stock, leaving not just scars, but a haunting memory etched deep in his mind. Now, hardened by countless life-or-death battles, John and his team return to that very land. Every footprint, every gouged mark in the earth serves as a grim reminder of the terrifying power of these boars. Armed with meticulous preparation and unwavering resolve, John's hunting crew steps into the forest, carrying an unpaid debt from the past and a duty to protect this land. As they pushed through head-high thickets, a massive wild boar locked in a fierce struggle with the hunting dogs came into view. Its powerful leaps and sudden swerves through the grass caught John's eye. He closed in fast, timing every move for the perfect shot. Then, the moment arrived. A bullet tore through the air, striking the beast dead on. It collapsed without so much as a squeal. The first trophy was claimed, capping off a breathless chase. Moving to the forest's edge, the team quickly split up, taking positions to wait for the beast to show itself. Not long after, a dark shadow darted past. Leon's shot rang out instantly, but missed, and the boar vanished into the brush. The surrounding positions raised their rifles, ready for action. Within a minute, John and his crew seized their chance, stopping the beast in its tracks. The moment it emerged, they fired. All that remained was the beast's lifeless body on the cold ground. With the sun climbing high, the team shifted tactics to bag a bigger haul. This was still far from enough. They ventured deeper into the forest, fanning out to their assigned positions, lying in wait with bated breath. John settled into his spot, gear at the ready, his eyes scanning every tree. A few tense minutes passed, and then a wild boar appeared, weaving through the dry grass, right in his crosshairs. Rifle steady, his gaze locked onto the beast's every move. A shot cracked through the air, and in a flash, the boar lay still. The deeper they ventured, the denser the trees grew, a perfect hideout for the wild boar beasts. John moved cautiously, each step deliberate to avoid alerting them. Suddenly, like an arrow slicing through the air, a boar shot past, its speed dizzying. But with his seasoned instincts, John knew this was the moment to strike. Shots rang out through the forest, halting the beast in its tracks. What did you think of that shot? Drop a comment below. Before John could check the kill, a signal from his teammates crackled through. He rushed to the designated spot, slipping into cover with every sense on high alert, ready for battle, never letting his guard down. The wait paid off quickly. A herd of wild boars ambled into view, oblivious to the hunter lying in wait. Without hesitation, shots rang out, chasing down each one. The relentless gunfire echoed through the forest, signaling the end of the threat once and for all. At the same moment, on the forest's outer edge, Leon spotted his target. The beast strolled forward, unaware of the fate awaiting it. In a flash, Leon raised his rifle and pulled the trigger. Flawless and precise, the shot dropped the boar, leaving it motionless on the grass.
In Georgia, when you hear dogs howling at night, you know it's either thieves or wild boars are back. But this time, I wasn't going to wait for them to destroy more. These boars had grown bolder, even coming close to houses in broad daylight. This wasn't for sport anymore. If we didn't hunt, there would be nothing left to harvest next season. So I gathered a few folks, brought hunting dogs, and a few rifles, and we headed into the woods at the crack of dawn. Wild boars are most active from dusk until nightfall. So at the start of the day, I spent over an hour wandering through the forest before spotting the first targets. 3 boars were quietly weaving through tall, leafless trees. I raised my gun, aimed with precision, and fired several shots in a row. Each one hit a target. Not a single boar escaped. With a smooth start, morale soared. Wild boar hunting is a game of patience and focus. Every sense must stay alert so that when the moment comes, you seize it and pull the trigger. Success doesn't just come from the gun. It comes from the hunter's calm and persistence. With that mindset, we ventured deeper into the woods in search of the next target. After waiting for about half an hour, the dogs picked up a fresh scent. Two boars were hiding in a dense bush. One shot rang out, but it only struck one in the leg. The dogs weren't letting it go. They immediately gave chase. The wounded boar couldn't run far and was quickly surrounded. I set up an ambush near a forest trail. Suddenly, a jet black boar burst from the bushes and dashed across the path at incredible speed. I instinctively raised my rifle and fired several shots in quick succession, but unfortunately, it managed to escape. On the way out of the forest, we decided to linger in an open field, and luck was on our side. A herd of wild boars appeared out of nowhere. I quickly raised my gun, excitedly aiming for the biggest one near the end of the line. I waited for the right moment and pulled the trigger decisively. The boar dropped on the spot. Seeing the weather hadn't worsened, we decided to extend the hunt and headed for a different forest. There, I found a good ambush spot and waited. Soon, a new target appeared, a large boar. The moment it saw me, it ran. Despite their bulk, wild boars can run incredibly fast when threatened, up to 50 kilometers each. This makes them a formidable and elusive target. A single mistake, and the chance slips away. We continued toward an area with more boar tracks. With limited daylight left, every minute counted. After half an hour of waiting, a black silhouette appeared in the distance, moving toward me. I couldn't afford to miss it. I gripped the gun tight, locked onto the target, and pulled the trigger. The shot rang out, the boar collapsed. And just like that, a long day ended with words. We were exhausted, but everyone was satisfied. Out here in the deep woods, every hunt isn't just about survival or protecting crops. It's a lesson in patience and courage. A seemingly ordinary hunt quickly turns into a nightmare. When the prey no longer fears, but instead turns back to attack. Who is the real hunter? These ferocious wild boars possess incredible strength and speed, showing no fear of humans. This beast can make us pay a hefty price. In the heart of the dense forest, can we escape the grasp of this new predator? Stay tuned until the end of the video to witness a showdown filled with tension in every second. Wild boars are a common invasive species in Russia, particularly in the Far East. With an average weight of 90 to 200 kilograms, some individuals even weigh over 400 kilograms. They cause severe damage to agriculture, destroying crops and increasing the cost of crop protection. Globally, wild boars cause approximately $1.5 billion in economic losses each year. Furthermore, they negatively impact ecosystems and act as a vector for diseases that can affect both animals and humans. The real hunt begins. This is the time when wild boars emerge from their hiding spots to forage, and we are ready to intercept them. The vehicle speeds through vast fields, while the road ahead narrows into dirt paths, surrounded by barren trees, standing stark against the twilight. Without wasting time, our eyes scan the surroundings, and then, right on the edge of the field, a herd of wild boars appears. Their shaggy, filthy coats are not only unsightly, but also a potential source of disease. As soon as they notice us, they grow wary, ready to flee at any moment. But before they can escape, a series of gunshots ring out, sealing their fate. A few boars, struck by bullets, writhe helplessly on the dry ground, struggling in vain as if begging for their lives. Some manage to dash into the forest, but we won't let a single one get away. We climb higher, maneuvering over jagged rocks, the ground beneath us rustling with dry leaves under each step. The surrounding silence is suffocating. Only the sound of our heavy breathing and the faint rustling of the trees in the wind remains. Fatigue begins to creep in, our legs growing heavier with each uphill step. But ahead, the target is still lurking. We cannot give up. We cannot let the prey slip away. Suddenly, the frenzied barking of our hunting dogs shatters the stillness, signaling that the target is dangerously close. The team instantly sharpens their focus, fingers tightening on the triggers. There it is. I waste no time. I take aim and pull the trigger. A thunderous gunshot echoes through the mountains, and this time, it doesn't get away. The wild boar collapses on the spot. A perfect ending to this heart-pounding hunt. After a night of rest, we regain our strength and push deeper into the nearby forest. As soon as we arrive, the dogs erupt into frantic barking. a clear sign that the prey is near. Everyone holds their breath, scanning through the thick foliage. Aside from the dogs, an eerie silence blankets the forest. The quiet is suddenly torn apart as a massive shadow charges forward. I instantly raise my gun, summoning every ounce of composure and skill I have. One precise shot. The bullet pierces straight into the head of a 60 kilograms wild boar. It staggers for a moment before collapsing onto the ground. Its coarse, dust-covered fur is now still, its powerful body motionless as its final breath fades away. But there is no time to rest. Our hunting dogs have already located another target. I quickly reposition myself to intercept it. This time, there's no escape. One decisive shot, and it's over. In less than 10 minutes, 2 more full-grown wild boars are taken down. A triumphant hunt, marking yet another victory in our relentless battle against the invaders of the wild. Noticing the herd's escape route, I sprint toward the hilltop, racing against time. My breath comes fast and hard in the eerie silence, heightening the tension to its peak. And there it is. The wild boar freezes in panic as it spots me. Its wild eyes flash with fear as the cold muzzle of my gun locks onto it. But by then, it is already too late. At the end of our expedition, the rewards were substantial. However, given the destruction they have caused, this battle is far from over.